If I'm able to make sacrifices now, I'll be able to enjoy life fivefold, tenfold, a millionfold when I'm 30 and retired and not financially held down by a particular job. I'll be free. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my 4th YouTube video. And I think it's about time. It's about time to let you guys know who I am, what I'm all about, and give you guys some background as to who Austin is. Most of you guys already know, my name is Austin and I'm currently 24 years old, born in 1995, year of the pig. What up, pigs? Anyways, I was born and raised in Toronto for my entire life, and currently right now I am working full-time at a Big 5 bank in a finance role in downtown Toronto. Before I go any further, I want to give you guys some insight on my family history, because my family really shaped the person I am today. They shaped my values, my beliefs, my morals, so on and so forth. So my parents are both born and raised in India, both lived in poverty. My dad actually had to drop out of school to help support for the family. And my mom and my dad immigrated to Canada around the 1980s, and they had to work like the typical immigrant story. Endless job, work endless hours, a lot of manual labor just to get by. When they had my sister and I, they had to work 10 times harder, and that meant 80 hours, 90-hour work weeks of manual labor jobs to help support my family and put food on the plate for my sister and I. Growing up, obviously my sister and I didn't really have too much, just given our circumstances. Seeing my mom and my dad hustle hard instilled that value of hard work into my mindset, right? The reason why I grind and push myself every single day is because I was grown up around that environment, seeing my mom and my dad hustle day in and day out, working their asses off. So I started to develop that mindset of, hey, I want to be rich, I want to buy all of these things that I couldn't have when I was younger. But when I worked my internships in university, I spent a lot of that money on stupid shit. And like, don't get me wrong, I saved a lot of money as well, but I could have saved way, way more. Luckily for me, with a lot of university, I was able to pay it off with my co-ops. My mom and dad supported me a little bit, and I also had a lot of scholarships, which helped lower the tuition costs and expenses. So when I graduated from university, I had little debt, which I was able to pay off. Throughout university, I worked in numerous corporate jobs, in audit for a Big 4, I worked in consulting for a Big 4, and also corporate finance for a large utilities company in Canada. And all of these experiences, although they got progressively better and better, and I learned a lot, I just couldn't see myself doing any of those things full time. I quickly realized that corporate wasn't necessarily for me. I couldn't see myself working 9 to 5 every single day for the rest of my life, just so I can make money and spend it all on luxury goods, so I'll have to make money again so I can spend it again. And that just wasn't the lifestyle I wanted. First of all, I hate commuting and like waking up early. I'm not really a morning person. So waking up early and commuting downtown will take me around 2 hours. Then after work, after I'm tired and exhausted, I have to commute back another 2 hours, right? So that in itself is just super, super tiring. And that doesn't even include work itself. See, within the workplace, what I find is that you can't truly be yourself. I mean, in some cultures, it's a little bit more open to be, I guess, a bit more vulgar or to let your personality shine. But overall, in the workplace, you really have to show constraint, and it's something that I quickly learned. You have to play the game of politics, you have to be talking to the right people in order to climb up the corporate ladder. And I mean, long term, that's just definitely not what I really want to do, right? I want to live life on my own means and on my own terms. I don't want to spend the waking moments of my life, which the majority of it's gonna actually be at work, being someone I'm not and restraining myself from who I truly am. Life is too short to be someone you're not and to not enjoy it to the fullest. So for the next couple of years, I realized I have to grind my ass off and work extremely hard to achieve financial freedom. So I'll be able to live life on my own terms, on my own means. I'll be able to travel and do the things I really like day in and day out. And that doesn't mean I have to retire from work forever. It just means I have more free time and the luxury to do things that I'm really passionate about. And this ties into my big why. Why am I on this journey to financial freedom? The first reason I alluded to earlier is family. And going back to that point, my sister and I were not born with silver spoons in our mouths, and my dad and my mom had to work extremely hard to help support the family. And in fact, right now, they're growing older and older by the day, but they're still hustling hard in blue-collar jobs. I want to be in the position where when my parents do decide to retire, I'll be there to spend time with them, enjoy life with them, and I'll be in the position to financially support them. So family is a big driver as to why I'm achieving financial freedom. I don't think you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in retirement. If I'm really able to spend quality time with my mom and my dad, we'll really be able to enjoy life and make the most out of it. On top of family is freedom. I mentioned this earlier. Within life, there's something called a rat race where you get trapped working that 9 to 5 until you're 65 years old. That's not the life that I really want to pursue. I want to be free to do whatever I want, whether that is to travel, whether that is to teach, whether that is to work out at 1 or 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. No one's there to tell me what I can and can't do, right? And the reason why no one can tell me what I can and can't do is because I am financially free. I am not tied to a particular job because I'm generating passive income in the background. And when that's possible, I'm able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, while still making money. And the last thing is, I want to become a teacher. See, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on school tuition, and I realized by reading books like Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robbins, Set for Life by Scott Trench, and especially Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, that really changed my mindset on how I deal with money, how I envision what life could really be like. And it really opened the doors of opportunity to me where I'm just like, hey, so I don't really have to go down this path of life of working 9 to 5 until I'm 65, right? There are other options to life, and it means delayed gratification. So I might not be able to, quote unquote, enjoy life to the fullest in my 20s. If I'm able to make sacrifices now, I'll be able to enjoy life 5-fold, 10-fold, a million-folds when I'm 30 and retired and not financially held down by a particular job. I'll be free. By reading these books and having that change my mindset, I realized that, hey, a lot of people in life think that the only way to live life is by working a job. And that's not necessarily true. If you're passionate in becoming a veterinarian or a doctor or a dentist or a teacher, then go for it. Follow your dreams, follow your passions, do whatever you want to do. But if you're working a job where you're waking up and you have the Sunday blues, where every Sunday you're thinking, oh shit, I have to go to work the next day. Oh crap, I can't believe the weekend is over. You live for the weekends, and there's only 2 days out of the 7 days a week, which is a weekend. And one of those days you're thinking about work the next day. I don't want to live life like that. And if you're living life like that, are you truly doing what's making you happy? And can you sustain that lifestyle for another 20, 30, 40 years? Personally, I can't even envision my life being like that. I'm architecting a situation right now that allows me to be financially free. So I want to become a teacher because this mindset that I developed from reading these books really opened my mind. And now I understand the importance of personal finance and saving. How saving can literally get you to retiring early if you're saving 70 or 80% of your paycheck. And I mean retiring in probably less than a decade for most people. I want to get these concepts to high school kids' heads. And the best way to have high school kids take me seriously is to lead myself as an example. So I'm able to work corporate, do decently well at it, and also be able to develop passive income and live frugally to show that I'm able to retire in my 30s. And I hope to inspire at least 1 or 2 high school students that, hey, it is very possible for you to not have to work a 9 to 5. You can retire early if you want to. All it takes is dedication. It takes relatively extreme savings at the beginning. You need to develop the discipline, a delayed gratification. And by saving your money and reinvesting it into index funds, you will be more than likely able to retire in a decade or less. I have a theory, and my theory is a lot of people choose to work their entire life because they don't see any other viable option. For example, let's say you're investing in telecommunication stocks in Canada. and all you know is Rogers. That's the only stock you know. Well, if you want to invest in telecommunications, what stock are you going to invest in? Rogers, because that's the only company you really know. But let's say you do your research, you do your due diligence, and you see the opportunities of different telecommunication stocks there. There's Rogers, there's TELUS, there's Bell. Once you see all 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 paths and you understand each one, then you can make an educated decision on what you want to invest your life into. If I see TELUS, Rogers, and Bell, and I know each company, and I understand what each one of them stand for, the projects that they're undergoing, their financials, then I can truly make an educated decision. But with a lot of people in life, they see that 9-to-5 life, so they only see one option. There are 3 or 4 options in life where if you're able to make the sacrifices and or if you are able to put any type of effort in, you will be able to achieve that life. Financial freedom is extremely possible, right? You just have to open your mind to these things and understand the different paths of life. And not enough students know that, or not enough people know that. I want to open these paths up to students so they're able to really decide what they want in life and architect a situation or a path that will help them achieve the life that they want. And again, I need to lead by example. So I need to set myself as an example to do this, right? My ultimate passion is to become a high school business teacher, to preach to students that there's more than one way to live life. And while people tend to go to the stream of least resistance, there are other options out there, right? That are really feasible if they're able to work hard and put their mind into it. Now you understand my why and why I'm on this journey to achieve financial independence or freedom. I want to quickly, very quickly touch base on my real estate portfolio. I'll get into another video talking about my progress in real estate, how I was able to achieve what I have so far and the mistakes I made along the way. But on a high level, as of right now, which is 7 months since I began my real estate journey. Remember, prior to that, I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything about real estate 7 months ago, right? So this includes the time picking up and understanding the fundamentals of real estate and acquiring properties, all in 7 months. I was able to acquire 2 single-family homes and 1 duplex. So that's 4 doors. That's my 2019 goal. And I was able to reach my 2019 goal 3 months into 2019. I'm probably gonna push my goal in 2019 to be about 6 doors by the end of the year, maybe 7 doors, but not banking on it. So we're looking at 6 doors by the end of 2019. In terms of what my ultimate goals in real estate in specific are, real estate is more of a way for me to generate passive income, and my true passion really lies in being able to spread financial literacy and personal finance to high school students so they can better make smarter decisions in their life. Decisions that I was not able to make in life until I was 23 after reading several books and wasting thousands and thousands of dollars on tuition. My first goal is to make 50 to 60K in passive income every single year. And that might not be a lot of money to some people, that might be a lot of money to some people. But for me personally, I'm a relatively frugal individual at this point in life. And I don't see myself spending more than 50 or 60K a year, just because I'm living on right now like probably 10 or 15K a year, and I'm more than happy. I'm loving life right now. 50 to 60K, plus on top of that, the salary of being a high school teacher is more than enough for me to enjoy life to the fullest. I want this income, I want this 50 or 60K to eventually become passive. As of right now, real estate is far from passive. I'm putting in a lot of work in terms of managing contractors, property managers, communicating with my lawyer, communicating with accountants, so on and so forth. So it's a lot of work and it could be overwhelming. But ultimately, in the long term, I eventually want to create long-term systems where real estate can be passive. I don't have to continue investing in houses anymore. I can just rely and chill back while my real estate generates passive income in the background. And lastly, I want to retire from corporate before 35 years old. And I'll be completely transparent with you. Being able to retire in corporate in less than 35 years old is about 11 years from now. This is quite a lenient goal. I think I will be able to actually retire from corporate in 5 to 6 years if I continue growing at the pace that I am now. And in those 5 to 6 years, it's more than likely that my passive income will be more than 50 to 60K. It'll be quite a bit more than that. So these are my goals in real estate. This is my big why as to why I'm trying to achieve financial independence. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about who I am, why I'm doing this, and how my real estate journey is progressing slowly. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more real estate content and for content in the future about vlogs to see how I'm doing, how I'm progressing on my journey. And also, follow me on Instagram. You can find me at AustinYeh6. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out to me if you want to hear more about my life, or if you just want to talk about financial independence or learn a little bit more about that. You can also, lastly, check out my website, www.austinyeh.com. So that's AUSTINYEH.com. Link's gonna be down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.